You know, it's pretty wild how sometimes a massive cultural moment unfolds in, well, the most unexpected place. But it still feels completely deliberate.
Right.
We're talking about when one of the biggest artists on the planet decides to drop, well, a bombshell announcement, not at a huge stadium show, not some grand TV event, but on a podcast. So today we're taking a deep dive into exactly that. Taylor Swift's recent, very anticipated appearance on the New Heights podcast. Our sources give us this really unique window into it all.
Yeah, they really do.
From the personal stories to the huge professional reveal, stuff that sent ripples everywhere.
That's exactly it. And our mission here, I think, is really to go beyond just, reporting the headlines.
Right. More than just the what happened.
Exactly. We're digging into these sources to pull out those, significant nuggets about her New Heights spot. We want to uncover not just what was announced, but the strategy behind it.
And the personal insights too, right?
Yeah, absolutely. What this choice of platform really reveals about, well, celebrity engagement now, album rollouts, it gives a fresh perspective.
Okay, so that connection sounds really key.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the podcast itself.
Yeah.
What did our sources tell us about New Heights, hosted by Travis and Jason Kelce? How did that become the stage for these bombshells?
Well, yeah, the platform is fascinating.
And the build up to that appearance,
Yeah.
right? Wednesday, August 13th, 7 p.m. Eastern.
Huge anticipation.
Totally. It was palpable.
And
then boom, it just exploded, became this instant cultural thing everyone was talking about.
Oh, absolutely. And what's really interesting is how quickly that that human connection was made. Our sources point to Taylor Swift being genuinely shocked.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, by Jason Kelce's introduction of her. Apparently, it was incredibly impressive.
Oh.
And look, that's not just a cute story. It immediately set up this genuine kind of unscripted vibe.
Right. Less formal.
Exactly. Swift, who's usually so in control of the narrative, let herself seem genuinely surprised. And that just disarmed everything. That usual media tension wasn't there.
Ah, interesting.
It created this rare, authentic connection with the Telsa's audience, and it really paved the way for how her relationship details with Travis would sort of unfold naturally through this platform.
And speaking of those relationship details, that's where it gets really fascinating. Swift herself joked, apparently, that the podcast basically acted as Travis Kelce's personal dating app.
That line got a lot of attention.
I bet. I mean, who needs Raya when you've got a top podcast, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of genius.
It is.
And she described his initial chase, his pursuit of her, as feeling like something from an 80s John Hughes movie,
Yeah.
Grand gestures, charming persistence.
Yeah, that specific comparison is very telling.
So what does that kind of openness, that self-aware humor tell us? How celebrities are maybe using these more informal platforms now?
Well, it shows she really gets it right. Modern media, what audiences expect now. That whole playful anecdote about the 80s movie thing, it actually kind of sets the stage for the bigger news.
Okay, how so?
It signals this maybe new level of personal transparency, or at least controlled intimacy. It feels authentic, even if it's, carefully curated authenticity.
Curated authenticity. I like that.
Think about the difference. A stuffy old press conference versus this casual chat. The contrast is huge, and it's definitely chosen on purpose. It builds a deeper connection, makes her feel more relatable.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
But it wasn't all personal stories. Even though those were definitely grabbing headlines, the New Heights deep dive also delivered a really major professional reveal. What was the big news there?
Absolutely, yeah. Building on that sort of authentic foundation they'd laid. The biggest moment, the one that really cemented the podcast's impact, was Swift officially announcing her 12th studio album.
The big one.
The big one, titled The Life of a Showgirl, and she gave the release date, October 3, 2025.
Wow. Okay, so not just a hint, but the full announcement.
The full deal. And the brilliant part, by doing it on New Heights, she didn't just reach this huge, maybe non-traditional audience for her music news.
Right, the sports crossover audience.
Exactly. But she also just masterfully blurred those lines, between a personal chat and a big corporate announcement. It felt organic, intimate. It really signals maybe a new way to do album rollouts.
So, with an ambition like that, an album she wants to be as proud of is the Eras Tour. What about the team behind it? Did she talk about getting back with Max Martin and Shellback?
She did. And that's massive news for the fans.
Huge, considering their history on Red, 1989, Reputation. But the key thing our sources flagged was that they hadn't actually done a full album together before, just hits. Is that right?
That's the crucial detail, yeah. Despite all those massive singles, never a full project start to finish, and Swift described getting back together with them Really evocatively, she called it catching lightning in a bottle.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah, and she shared the backstory, too. Apparently, she approached Martin herself when she was on tour in Stockholm.
Really? Just went up to him.
Well, maybe not just like that, but she initiated it, expressed this really deep desire to make an album she could be as proud of as the Eras tour. So it wasn't just, hey, let's make some hits. It was driven by this huge artistic goal.
Trying to capture that tour magic on record.
Precisely. Recreate that grand, immersive feeling in album form.
Okay, and speaking of vision, what about the look of the album, the visuals? Our sources mentioned the cover is pretty striking.
Oh, it's definitely a statement.
Yeah.
The cover shows Swift underwater, submerged, wearing this sparkling green showgirl costume.
Underwater. Wow.
Yeah, and it's already getting tons of praise. People are calling it this incredibly bold, theatrical departure from her past album covers. It really signals a new era, visually.
Fits the showgirl title. Transformation performance.
Exactly. That seems to be the vibe. Grand performance, maybe some hidden depths.
And did we get any hints about the actual songs? I think there was mention of a track list or part of one.
We got a few titles, yeah. Enough to get people speculating.
Like what? Any standouts?
Well, the ones revealed include The Fate of Ophelia.
Oh, interesting. Shakespearean.
Right? And Elizabeth Taylor, and also one called Honey.
Ophelia, Elizabeth Taylor, Honey. That's quite a mix.
It really is. Suggests maybe a rich mix of stories, right? Perhaps themes of fame, tragedy, legacy, maybe love and connection with Honey. It definitely makes you curious about the story she's going to tell.
For sure. Now, beyond the album itself, did she touch on other things, other milestones or insights during this deep dive chat?
She did, yeah. It wasn't solely focused on the new music. She brought up her historic 4 Album of the Year Grammy wins.
Which is just incredible.
But really unprecedented. It really cements her status, doesn't it? As just this iconic figure in music history.
No question. And did the Eras tour itself come up much? Beyond just the comparison for the new album's ambition.
Yeah, she talked about the tour's success, the record-breaking scale of it all.
Hard to ignore that.
Right. And she directly linked that massive success to her ambition for the life of a showgirl. Wanting it to hit that same level of pride for her and accomplishment, it's clear she's aiming really high, trying to build on that huge cultural moment the tour became.
And she also shared something about the business side, didn't she? Something about her master recordings.
Yes, that was a really interesting detail. She talked a bit about the process of buying back her masters.
Regaining control of her early work.
Exactly, regaining ownership.
Oh.
And she specifically mentioned how her mother and her brother were invaluable in helping her navigate that, which, as you can imagine, is an incredibly complex process.
Oh, for sure. It really shows her dedication to owning her art.
Definitely. A testament to that commitment.
So let's zoom out a bit then. We've covered the personal anecdotes, the big album reveal, the career context. What's the big takeaway when you look at all this information from our sources?
Well, I think what this deep dive really lays bare is how strategically and how seamlessly personal stories and professional ambition are woven together now in entertainment, especially at this level.
It feels very intentional.
Extremely intentional, and it powerfully highlights the unprecedented impact of using these unique, maybe unconventional platforms like New Heights for huge announcements. It's fundamentally shifting how artists connect with their audience, how they engage the media.
Meeting the audience where they are, almost.
Exactly that. Meeting them where they are, often more on their terms, in spaces that feel more authentic.
So thinking about all that, what should you, the listener, take away from this? Maybe consider how an artist's choice of platform, where they decide to make a huge announcement, can actually reveal as much about their brand, their strategy, maybe even their personal life, as the announcement itself.
That's a great point. The medium is part of the message.
Right. And what does it mean for the future, for album releases, for celebrity engagement generally? When these lines between the personal and the public become so fluid and so deliberately curated.
Yeah.
Definitely something to mull over.